You've heard of wars over land, over love, over thrones. But what if I told you one of Europe's bloodiest, longest and most catastrophic wars, one that killed millions and devastated entire nations, started because a group of angry guys threw some nobles out a window into a literal poop pit? No fancy assassinations, no secret alliances, just gravity and sewage. Welcome to the Defenestration of Prague. The moment history slipped on a banana peel, fell out a castle window, and landed straight in the 30 Years' War. It's 1618. Europe is a pressure cooker of religion, politics, and passive-aggressive royal side-eyes. The Catholic Habsburgs are basically the landlords of half the continent, and Protestant nobles are getting a little twitchy about it. The Holy Roman Empire is neither holy nor Roman, nor much of an empire. It's more like an extended family group chat that's one bad takeaway from total collapse. In the middle of this brewing tension is Bohemia, modern-day Czech Republic. And Prague? Prague is the crown jewel. A city of spires, scholars, beer, and political backstabbing. For decades, Protestants and Catholics in Bohemia have been playing the world's worst version of who gets to worship where. It's religious Jenga with live ammo. Enter Ferdinand II. The Habsburgs decide he's going to be king of Bohemia. Now Ferdinand is a Catholic with the subtlety of a wrecking ball in a chapel. The moment he's crowned, he starts stripping away Protestant rites like he's cleaning out a storage closet. Churches are shuttered. Officials get promoted based on how Catholic they look in candlelight. The Protestants are not happy. So a group of Protestant nobles do what any reasonable, educated, God-fearing elite would do. They storm Prague Castle and throw two imperial Catholic officials out the window. Yes, out the window of a castle. This isn't metaphor. This is 70 feet of real architectural defiance. The scene is chaos. It's May 23rd. A bunch of angry nobles barge into the council chamber of Hradčany Castle like they're cosplaying Game of Thrones. They're shouting, accusations, something about violating religious freedoms. And then, in a glorious crescendo of historical pettiness, they pick up two royal Catholic regents, Jaroslav Martinic and William Slavata, and yeet them out the window. Now here's where the universe adds slapstick to tragedy. These weren't just any windows. Below the window, a giant moat, not filled with water, not filled with spikes, but filled with a steaming heap of castle, sewage, centuries of royal excrement. Political sin literally meets actual saint. And somehow, they survive, covered in dung, possibly traumatized for life, but alive. Their survival is later credited by Catholics as divine intervention. Protestants argue it was just dumb luck and a soft pile of crap. You can choose your theology on that one. But while the defenestrated duo is probably in desperate need of a bath and a therapist, Europe decides to take it personally. Because the window toss wasn't just an office prank gone wrong. It was an act of rebellion, a bright red slap across the imperial face. Ferdinand II, now Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, responds like a man who's been metaphorically and literally dumped on. He rallies Catholic forces to restore order in Bohemia, and just like that, the 30 Years' War begins. Let that sink in. A continental war. 4 phases. at least 8 nations, plagues, famines, burned villages, entire armies swallowed by religious fury, all because of a poop window incident. This is why history is amazing and also slightly terrifying. Bohemia becomes a battleground. The Protestants organize a resistance, calling in help from Protestant allies in the German states and the Netherlands. The Catholics bring in Spain, the Pope, and their Habsburg cousins. Everyone grabs a sword, a Bible, and a grudge. And for the next 3 decades, Europe is reduced to a screaming family reunion with cannons. People start fighting, not even knowing why anymore. Some are in it for faith, some for revenge, some because they ran out of things to burn. Whole regions are depopulated. Germany in particular becomes a playground of misery. Meanwhile, back in Prague, everyone sort of awkwardly agrees not to stand too close to windows anymore. And if you think it's just a one-time thing, oh no. The Czechs liked defenestrating people so much, they made it a recurring civic activity. This was actually the second Defenestration of Prague. The first was in 1419, when an angry mob threw a bunch of city councillors out the window for refusing to release a prisoner. That one also helped spark a war, the Hussite Wars. So, yes, in Prague, history tends to start with a sudden drop and a loud splat. You know how some cities have bike-to-work days or no traffic Friday? Prague had throw a noble out a window Tuesday. So the next time someone tells you history is boring, tell them about the poop window. Tell them about the moment Europe decided to solve a religious crisis with gravity and high-velocity aristocrats. And tell them a guy once got tossed into a latrine, survived, and triggered a war that lasted longer than most governments. Like, share. Comment below. Would you survive a 70-foot plunge into medieval sewage? And hit that subscribe button before someone throws you out a window. The 30 Years' War went on to claim over 8 million lives. Entire regions of Europe were devastated. The political map of the continent was redrawn. Religious freedom, sovereignty, diplomacy all reshaped. And it all started not with a battle, not with a royal assassination, but with a window and a really unfortunate landing. History is often treated as grand, noble, even divine. But sometimes it's just a bunch of angry people shouting, "Yeet the nobles," and flinging their problems into the air. Tsutomu Yamaguchi survived 2 nuclear bombs. But these guys, they survived the wrath of Prague, the wrath of poop, and the wrath of an empire. And if that doesn't deserve a Netflix series and a commemorative bathroom plaque, I don't know what does.